Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is let's go back to our code here. And now that we have this, click event on that button there, we need to create some AJAX. So that way we can send some requests to our server, right? Well, we are going to use AJAX right here. This function takes an object, okay? And the object is gonna have the key of a URL, and that's it's already pre-built into the language, guys. You know that. So I want to send an event to the same, as a matter of fact, we're gonna be writing some of our PHP in this page here. So I want to detect that a post request has been sent. So I'm gonna be sending it to the same page right here. So CMS post.php, and we need our p_id. We need our ID, our post ID here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to open some PHP tags inside this string, and I'm gonna echo out, okay, the post ID, which should give me the post ID. Okay, so when I click on this link, I'm going to be sending that. Okay, now I got to make sure that, let's put a comma there, that the type of request or data is going to be a post, and then we have another key for the data. So this object is going to have, remember that this is just going to carry some of that data in a post request to this same page. Okay, so we want the post ID, which I don't know where I'm getting that from. As a matter of fact, you know what, we can actually do this right now. Let's do it right here. Let's do this. Let's get the post ID, and let's see if this works like this. PHP echo, and this would be the post ID, just like that. Okay, so this would be the post. Well, we don't need the post ID here, but we need it down the road. So in liked, I'm just gonna put 1 because I just want to make sure they have some type of value here. I'm gonna differentiate my keys and values because they're gonna have the same name, which is single quotes. You don't have to do this. You don't need single quotes here. I'm just doing it just because I want to differentiate it. I want to make sure that the keys and the values, they look a little different because they have the same name. You don't have to do that. It works both ways. Another thing that I want is I want the logged in user ID. Okay, and I'm just gonna really right now just hard code it, but later on I want to create some type of helper function that is going to allow us to have the logged in user ID, just because I want to make sure that I'm getting the right type of data. So right now, for now, let me see this stuff here. Var, I want to create a user ID, but I'm just going to give it whatever I have on my database. So for that users, I have browse users. I have a whole bunch of users here in this database. As a matter of fact, I'm going to delete many of them. Yeah. I'm going to create another user, and I'm going to give it that ID. I'll be back. Okay, I just created another user. I just have to refresh. I just went to the front page and created that real quick. So that way you guys didn't have to wait for me. So I'm just going to put admin role here in there. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to put a role there. I'm going to put admin in the subscriber for the new user. Okay. So this is Edwin. It has an ID of 26. So that's what I'm going to put right here. 26. Remember, I'm just hard coding this right now. And user ID. I don't have to give these keys the same name, okay, but I do it anyway. Okay, so remember, these keys can have a different name, and this would be the post data that you're going to get in your server. Okay, the name of this. So right now, if we try to submit something, I'm gonna check for this key in the, and I can do that if I wanted to. I can just put a single quotes here like that. Okay, so make everything uniform. So I'm gonna check for this post data because that's what we are submitting here with AJAX every time we click. So if we go here to our top, right below navigation, I can just open some PHP tags. I know this lecture went a little bit beyond what we were thinking of, but I'm doing it like this so that way you guys can learn a little more. But let's check for that liked, and if we have that like, then we are going to be echo something out, right? Let's just do, I don't know if it's an H1 here, just to say that it works, so that way we can see it right. Or maybe we can make the whole page die or something. H1, there we go. Let's see if this works. Guys, you know, sometimes this does not work, and you have to, you know, make sure that you do something to make it work. So let's click like, and right now it's not, it looks like it's not working. Let's just kill the page and see if that works like that. Let's go here. It might be working. We have the wrong tab open. Elements, network, there we go. So we go to network, and then we click here. Obviously, if we look at the header, you can see that we are sending a request, which is post, and the status is okay. So it is finding that page, and we're getting a glimpse of what that is. And if we do echo now, let's do that. And if we do this again, let's refresh. Okay, let's come back here, like, and you can see that. We can come back here, and you can see now that we are sending the whole page headers, and we are sending the, I don't know if you see it there. Let's see if I make this bigger so you can see it. If you see in that liked value is number 1, the post ID is 139, which is the post ID here, and the user ID is 26. So we're getting those values there, and everything seems to be working. If it wasn't working, we get some type of error here with the page. So let's say, for example, if our URL was not working, let's just write the wrong page here. Let's come back here and refresh. Let's click that link. You can see now that we got a 404 error here. Okay, pretty awesome, right? So it is working. So that way you guys already know how this works. Okay, so we're sending everything that we need to send, and let's take it to the next level. I'll see you in the next lecture.